are back. We're going to talk a little Eastern Conference Finals.
Let's not.
In the association, we're going to talk about the massacre on Madison that went down. Because, actually, for the first half, it wasn't really a massacre.
It was a tight game.
It was a tight game. It was 48 apiece, I think, at halftime.
Yeah. And then only one team came out of the
locker room,
apparently, after the half.
Yeah.
Because once the whistle blew, something else got blown out.
Brains of the Heat players.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
It was one. I think a lot of people. The final score is bad.
Yeah.
But
they stopped playing at about 6 or 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Where the Bulls were making everything and the Heat were missing everything,
right.
And that's not every game's not going to be like that. Like, I don't care who wins this series. I have nothing invested. I don't care, but it's not like this series is over.
Yeah,
any stretch of the imagination.
Don't forget, there is a Wade and a James on the Heat, and they could flip the switch like that, and one of them can drop 50.
That was
how many points did Bosh had?
He had 30.
And you would just think
that was on. I think that was on like 18 shots, but he shot 15 for 18.
But you just think if Bosh had 18 points, that it would just be basically game over for the Heat, and that Wade and LeBron would have done something.
Try to at least do something. But the thing was, people were saying was that the guy Tom Thibodeau, who used to, for those that don't know, used to coach with the Celtics and design those defenses to stop LeBron James and Dwyane Wade as much as they could.
And he has the right players to do it.
He has the right players. They got a lot of length.
Because they're
a lot.
They're big guys. They're long and they're quick. So when they're switching off screens,
they get there. They get a hand in their face.
They put a hand in their face, and they're not letting Wade and James just go right by them. They can actually keep them from getting in the paint and going off the launch pad and dunking on somebody. Speaking of people getting dunked on.
Yeah. Well, wait, before we get to that, woosah. But Bron and Wade went 12 for 32 combined for 33 points.
And they combined for 8 free throw attempts.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my dad and other people. I was they didn't even drive to the basket in the second half. It
doesn't happen.
But
another white-spotted owl in Chicago.
LeBron's too big to not be going to the hole.
He wonders why his jump shot sucks. And look at the game 1 tape. But Rose averaged 28 against them in the season. That's what he got. Can't really stop him, but they kept him out of the paint. I think it was 3 for 7 on field goals, field goals 13 feet or more, and then he made a few of the 3-pointers and stuff. But you can't really stop him. He's
on the
Gumby.
On the other end of the court, I think what really killed Miami is that they were so hell-bent on keeping that small lineup in there.
Yeah, and that's something they got fixed.
They got murked on the boards. They
got to bring back Udonis Haslem, and one of the things that you saw in the game was
did Juwan Howard play?
He played at one point towards the end.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
I thought I saw Juwan Howard in a highlight. I just wanted to make sure.
That was when Taj Gibson cocked it back and dunked it, and I think it was like 40 seconds left in the game.
2 white-spotted out. But, no, the Heat got murdered on the boards.
Oh, yeah.
Gibson, Boozer, Noah, they just shut it down in the paint.
Offensive rebounding was horrible because
Chicago had 31 second chance points.
Yep.
They grabbed 41% of their missed shots. So I'm like, I'll jack up. I'm going to just jack up threes because I know that there's
if you think about it, you're getting half of the offensive rebounds.
Exactly.
Why not?
And then on top of that, so I think that led the wing players to be like, all right, well then let's yoke up some threes, and they did.
They're gonna get the rebounds.
Chicago went 10 for 21 from 3-point land.
Yeah, and that's the thing is the Heat went, I think it was 3 for 8 from 3-point land. That means the Bulls made 7 more 3-pointers and they attempted 13 more. If you're not going to drive to the basket, at least shoot threes. Don't shoot jumpers that you're not going to make.
Yeah. Exactly.
It just was mind-boggling how much the second half looked different from the first half. And the Bulls bench had 28 points, and the Heat bench had 15 points.
And this was another point that I was going to bring up, is that the Heat are better 1 through 3 in their roster. But it's looking like from game 1 that Chicago's better 1 through 12. Because
I think 13 guys suit up, but yeah.
Granted, One guy wears a suit.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, if Miami doesn't